Today we're talking about how to create good habits and actually stick with them. Whether you want to start a YouTube channel, get fit, or finally launch that project that you've been putting off, you probably feel stuck just trying to figure out how to start. The common belief is that you need to set some massive, inspiring goal. You tell yourself, I need to get to 1 million subscribers. You think that if you obsess over this one outcome long enough, you'll magically find the motivation to do the work. Let me tell you now, that motivation is never coming. Setting goals is actually the reason that you're failing to start. In order to build habits that last, you have to completely ditch the goals and focus on changing your identity instead. I know this works because it's exactly how I've managed to complete 6 months of my Run the Day challenge, running every single day for the last 6 months straight. And more importantly, it's the exact same framework that I used to cure my fear for posting on social media, bringing me here to my second ever YouTube video that you're watching right now. So in this video, I'm going to break down this proven framework, show how I used it to hack my own psychology, and then tell you the simple 2-step process that you can use to finally start what you want to do. So let's dive in. Now, if you want to change your life, you need to understand that change happens at 3 different levels, kind of like the layers of an onion. The outer layer is changing your outcomes. This includes the results, so things like losing weight or hitting a subscriber count. The middle layer is changing a process, things like your gym routine or your editing workflow. And the final layer, the deepest one, is changing your identity. This includes your beliefs, your worldviews, your own self-image. The mistake that most of us make is the direction of change. We start from the outside, aiming to go in. For example, we say, I want to be a YouTuber, so I will post a video. But we never actually change the underlying belief that drives our actions. We still view ourselves as a person who's afraid to be in front of the camera. This matters because behavior that is not aligned with your self-image will never last. If you never change the underlying beliefs that led to your past procrastination, your old identity will always sabotage your new plans. Think for a moment, the last time you wanted to clean your room, say during a weekend. The Saturday came, you cleaned your room. Maybe you planned to start cleaning the desk, sweep the floors first and then mop. You got it brand spanking clean. But what happened a week from then? It was back to being the mess that it was before you cleaned it. You changed your outcome, your room is now clean. You changed your process, maybe you swept first and then you mopped your floors. But after a week, you went right back where you started. That's because you didn't change who you identify yourself. Now, understanding these layers is great, but how do you actually flip the script and trick your brain into adopting a new identity? That brings us to the most powerful concept of this entire framework. And it's exactly how I managed to run every single day for 6 months. True behavior change is identity change. The goal is not to read a book, it's to become a reader. The goal is not to learn how to play an instrument, it's to become a musician. This exact mindset shift, this exact mindset shift is exactly how I survived my running challenge. If I had set an arbitrary goal like running a marathon or a 10K, I wouldn't have made it past the first 4 days. It's too rainy, I'm not going. I have homework to do, I'm not going to run. Instead, I changed my identity. I told myself, I am a runner. And what do runners do? They run. Now, because I built that identity, I frequently run those massive 10K distances, half marathon distances on a daily basis without even thinking about it. Just this month alone, I've been running a 10K for almost 20 days straight now. I recently took this exact same framework and applied it to this YouTube channel. I used to be paralyzed by the fear of making videos. I was staring at this arbitrary goal of getting a certain follower count first, having some level of preparedness, gear that I need to get first. And this ended up overwhelming me. But the moment I shifted my identity and said, I am a content creator, the fear vanished. Creators create. So I hit publish on my first video, and here I am on my second. If you do want to see my first video, I'm going to link it at the end of this one so you can see where I started, and I'll also add it to the description. The ultimate form of any intrinsic motivation is when your habit becomes a part of your identity. Once your pride gets involved in who you are, you will fight tooth and nail to maintain the habits associated with it. You no longer have to convince yourself to do the work because doing the right thing is just acting like the person you already convinced yourself to be. By the way, if you're currently stuck trying to start your own journey, whether it's YouTube, fitness, or a business, drop a comment below with your new identity. You don't have to tell me your goal, tell me who you're becoming. Now, if your identity dictates your habits, how do you actually get a new identity if you've never done the thing before? Well, it comes down to a stupidly simple two-step process, and I'm going to share it right now. Now, you're not born with any preset set of beliefs. Your identity literally emerges from your set of habits. The word identity comes from the Latin roots repeated beingness. You only believe things about yourself because you have proof. So, if you want to change, you just have to follow two steps. One, decide the type of person you want to be. Two, prove it to yourself with small wins. Every action you take is a vote towards the person that you want to become. You don't need a unanimous vote to win an election. You just need a majority vote. For me, when I put on my running shoes, that's a vote towards being a runner. When I sat down to script this YouTube video, that's me casting a vote towards being a content creator. You do not change by snapping your fingers. You change bit by bit, habit by habit. This is why small, atomic habits make such a huge difference. They aren't just getting you closer to a goal, they're providing the necessary evidence for you to trust yourself. Now, if you noticed, I am very young, and my wisdom mainly comes from books, including this perspective. The ideas that I've been sharing come from a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, in case you want to read more on this topic. So, let's wrap this up. If you're sitting there feeling stuck, paralyzed by the fear of starting, I want you to completely throw your goals to the trash today. Stop worrying about hitting a certain number of subscribers. Stop worrying about losing 50 pounds of weight or running a marathon. Decide who you want to be and go cast one small vote towards being that person today. Fundamentally, habits are not about having something, they are about becoming someone. I'm completely new to YouTube, but because of this framework, I know that I'm a creator and I'm excited to keep proving it. If this video helped shift your perspective, hit the like button and subscribe to follow along my YouTube journey. We're just getting started, and I'll see you on the next video. Again, link to my first video will be popping up on one of these two sites and in the description. See you on the next one. Thank you.